Hey there, Postal here. So today we're looking at kind of a unique video. It was actually sent to me a week ago, and unfortunately I'm just a bum and haven't gotten to it. In fact, I know there's more videos that have been sent to me, and I've just been, well, doing poorly. So this is Goolash. Link to his YouTube channel down below. He and I were in a flight kind of randomly about a week ago, I guess it was, and I was putzing around in the PE2, whatever it is, Tier 6 Soviet bomber. And he went out with me. He was in the Spitfire V DB605, as we can see here. And he was kind enough to send me the replay, which I certainly appreciate. So he was basically playing protector of a goofball guy in a bomber, and he's in an awesome plane to do that, right? The Spitfire V DB605 is a Spitfire V, which is a great plane unto itself. But it's as you can tell from the paint scheme, a captured German variant of that. They took the Spitfire V and slapped pretty darn awesome DB605 engine in it. What does that mean in game? Well, it'd be cool if it meant you got a higher top speed and all that jazz, because the DB605 was a pretty awesome engine. But what it does mean is he has pretty significant altitude difference based on a regular Spitfire V. This is, for all intents and purposes, a Spitfire V that has the altitude performance of a BF 109. Doesn't have the airspeed, but you don't need the airspeed. It's already pretty close to being overpowered, and if you had the airspeed of a BF 109, you probably just would be straight up overpowered. So you can see he's using his altitude performance here, getting up a lot higher, quite a bit easier than a normal Spitfire V. And I've told him I would go grab the garrison to the northwest, and I'd meet him in the center. So Goulash has taken the steps here to get to the center and is now owning it. He's right there at the threshold. I like where he's keeping his plane as far as altitude performance is concerned. It's always easier to go down than to go up, so he was right there at the threshold on his plane's altitude. And he's zooming and booming here, as zooming as a Spitfire can do. Getting behind some of these ground pounders. Was able to go ahead and get that one knocked out and assist in that. He's got another ground attack plane coming in here. Pretty slow, HE-129. And he's captured the center while I'm over putzing around in the northwest here. So he's doing exactly what needs to be done. We've got 3 out of the 5 sectors. At this point on a map like this with just 5 garrisons, it's really the team that holds on to 3 garrisons at a time the most that's going to win this. Because what typically happens on this map is eventually they're going to get the center, or they're going to get some third garrison, but we got the 3rd garrison first. So we're going to be ahead on points. Let's see if I can hit the little doodad button here. I can't, because... oh, there we go. So we're not ahead on points right now, but we got the 3 sectors, and we'll be ahead on points soon. See, there's goofball me over there, trying to avoid getting hit by some sort of plane that's tracking me down. But Goulash is really doing everything you want the Spitfire to do. He's owning the center location here for as long as he can. And Spitfires are really built for that. And this more than any other Spitfire V, right? So he's going after targets of opportunity, trying to not become a focus of planes that are coming down. And right now he's going to see if he can go ahead and get this PE2. One thing that's really awesome about bombers being added into the game, or at least expanded upon in the game, is that planes like the Spitfire V DB605 can get bombers with relative ease if there's any Soviet bombers in your game. And so at this point we've been hanging on to those 3 sectors pretty well. to the point where now we're up by about 35 points. So this is what I was talking about. As long as we're able to hold on to the 3 sectors for a little while longer, we'll be able to just simply win by attrition when it comes to these sectors. Alright, so Goulash has a pain in the butt multi-roll on his backside there. He's also got to watch out for the tail gunners of these ground attack planes. They can tear up things like a Spitfire pretty easily. He's going down in on this IL-2T, seeing if we can hang on to the sector, but he's got to watch out. We've got multi-roll coming in. He's really trying to sacrifice everything to kill that guy so we could keep the sector. Unfortunately, was not able to keep the sector. Now he's got even more trouble. But luckily, he's in a Spitfire, so he's going to be able to outmaneuver any multi-roll that's on him, even if it's something like this Corsair in front of us. He's got some support from a friendly specialized something or other there. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's another Spitfire 5. So we're able to, keep our wits about us, and Goulash is able to, keep himself alive in this situation. So he's following this tornado, a very dangerous plane, the tornado, if you get stuck behind it, or stuck in front of it, my apologies. He's making sure to take this guy out. He's got 4 very strong Hispanos. And in the meantime, we've been able to take over the center. Looks like that guy in the bomber dropped a couple bombs, and between that and the other planes that were already in the center, we've grabbed that, and in fact we're now up 4 sectors to 1. So Goulash is here to really just own the center, and I say just own the center, but that's what's won us this game, or winning us this game, I should say. The bomber, aka me, has not necessarily wouldn't have had the ability to win the game or to flip sectors if it wasn't for the flexibility that Goulash gave me in being able to just do my thing while he owned the center. His engine got knocked out twice there, which is pretty unfortunate. But one of the good things about the Spitfire is its flying characteristics without an engine. Believe you me, I've flown in the game enough of the Spitfires to know that they fly pretty well with their engine knocked out. So right now he's just spinning to make sure that he's not the focus of the enemies that are around here. Some pretty heavy hitters, and now especially with the squall line in here, we've got to watch out. So we got Tomcat here and the P-38J, quintessential Tier 6 heavy, and as we all know, all the Tier 6 heavies are really good, so don't be messing around with these guys unless you can get on the right side of them. He saw that the P-38 was going to be getting the angle on him as far as turning around was concerned, and was able to avoid getting killed there, and actually did a little tag team with the other friendly Spitfire. Now we're heading back to the center. We seem to have this game pretty well in control. Yeah, he's doing really, really well. Don't know where the heck I am. Oh, I'm over down in the southwest, it looks like. But he's heading right back to his bread and butter down here in the center. Going to see what he can do against this ground attack plane. Try not to crash. Pull ourselves up. And avoid those radio towers if we can. Do some wiggity-wily moves here to make sure that, again, he's not the focus of any plane that can kill him. Now would be a definite good time to go ahead and get rid of this ground and this multi-roll here in front of him. And we've got some more planes coming in, so the quicker we're able to get rid of this guy, the better. Overheated the engines a little bit, but that's okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Nice tight turn there, and we got a plane behind us though. Oh no, dang it. Well, that stinks. That was unexpected. Guess he didn't realize there was that I-210 behind him. Kind of a shame to get killed by a 210. So let's go ahead and follow this other Spitfire 5, it looks like. I wonder if I'm actually able to switch to... Nope, so I guess we're stuck following this guy. Game over anyway. But in combination with me and him together, this was just kind of a random flight. We were able to get airwolves thanks to his killing of the aerial targets and me capturing those sectors. But beyond that, he also got a McCampbell, a pretty sweet McCampbell, considering he didn't have to stretch out of his comfort zone in that particular plane. let's go ahead and head back. Alright, so one of the reasons it took me so long to finally narrate this particular video is I was hoping I was able to find my version of this flight. I really liked this flight because it takes me back to when VBAT and I first started doing flights. The whole purpose of it was to reinforce how strong a flight can be, and you don't need to be in the same plane or the same plane style. You don't need to be in two heavies or two fighters. In fact, you can be stronger if you're in two different planes. In this particular flight, I was in a bomber, just traipsing around, avoiding any kind of contact, basically. And Goulash was able to go to the sectors he was needed. Now, granted, that meant basically staying in the center and kind of popping out of there every once in a while. But that's exactly what he needed to do to be able to lock down this victory. That way, if he needed to support me, or anybody, but if he needed to support me, he was centrally located and could move to that zone. Being in something like a Spitfire V, well, the DB605 specifically, allowed him to get those bombers as needed. And although Spitfire is not the most maneuverable plane, it's one of the more maneuverable planes, and you're able to, as long as you're paying attention to what's around you, you're able to outmaneuver and do what needs to be done. So I really liked this because, if I needed that support, I knew that Goulash could be able to support, but he was best suited to stay in the center there and really make everybody regret their life decisions by going to the center. Even when we lost the center, it was expected, like just the way that this map is built, eventually the center is going to be lost, but the longer you hold on to it, the more capture points the team has, and once they get it, they're just trying to catch up on capture points. So the fact that we were able to get it first really set the precedence, forced the enemy's team hand, and forced them to come to Goulash, which is exactly what you want to happen in a Spitfire. You don't want it to go chasing anybody down. Let them come to you, and you own the situation. So, kudos to Goulash getting that McCampbell's. The Spitfire V DB605, I've said before, and I'll say it again, is one of the best, most well-rounded Tier 6 fighters. And this is a prime example of it. He was down low when he needed to be down low. He was up high when he needed to be up high. He outmaneuvered who he needed to outmaneuver. He sped to and caught up to people that he needed to catch up to. So Goulash did exactly what needed to be done. Wasn't overly flashy, but it got a win, and he really was able to allow the rest of the team to do what they needed to do to win, if that makes sense. So yeah, he might not have flipped 5 sectors, but by him being a complete pain in the butt in the center, it allowed everybody else to do their job. So yeah, congrats to him. Shame that I wasn't able to find my version of it, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit of rambling there. And again, check out Goulash's channel in the link below. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent with my videos. Had a lot going on. But I also know that I enjoy making videos. I just need to make time to make them. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch you soon.